stolen whip on the M-way just to catch a M. We're pulling this. What's good, y'all? Back at it again with another reaction. If you're new to the channel, my name is Shadiq and you're not locked into Krxovr Media. I'm actually in the midst of finishing my last week of my first year of grad school. I have a paper due this Friday, but this one right here has been very heavily requested. And ever since Onefour dropped that last track and pretty much kind of soft announced that they have a project coming, I'm assuming that was a project that they teased. I want to hear what this next one is going to be. People have been asking for this one over and over. So it's like, you know what? Let me just get straight into it. So I'm not going to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it. And I already read the disclaimer off camera, and I agree with everything that they had to say. It's you gotta talk about something, man. They talking about what they know best.
This shit ain't for everybody. When it comes down to it, can you be trusted?
What's the name of this one? Breaks and Caddys. Okay, Street God Part 2.
Gave my word.
I'm assuming Street God is probably the name of the project, and this is the second track on the project. I like how they're putting the piece of the last song. That beat was actually cold. And I also appreciate the fact that they're actually putting effort into telling a narrative with the video. And somebody kind of already spoiled something with regards to this, so I could already tell from the beat that it was about to be wild, yo. Just like, I mean, the build up rather. Ben said stolen whip on the M-way just to catch a M. We're pulling this back. It's something about these drops that they've been on ever since that last track. These drops that they've been using. Whoa, you hear this beat, yo. I'm just loving how a lot of these artists are really pushing the envelope of their sound and their visuals, right? But you hear what they're doing with this beat. It sounds like some kind of string. It sounds almost like there's an orchestra to a degree behind this beat, yo. This is actually kind of mad. And even with the flows, what he's doing with the flows is kind of interesting. I heard the football wordplay. I'm letting you know off rip, this beat is getting a 10. I'm letting you know off rip, the beat is getting a 10. I'm just so you know, this beat is getting a 10. This is like, and that's something I wasn't even going to talk about this when I paused, but I'm actually happy that they did that. Something I like about Onefour is they do that thing where when the next person's coming in, they're kind of starting where the last person left off, or they're referencing something that the last person just said. I can't think of an exact song where they did it, but I know that they've done it before, and it's just cold. I love when Onefour does back-to-backs. They probably have some of the best back-to-backs in drill. And they do it very consistently, and it works very well for them too. Like, it isn't the type of thing where when they do it, it's like, oh, you're doing that again? Because it always catches you completely off guard. Like, I wasn't expecting them to go back-to-back so early. You know, like, Spenny just came in, and they're already doing... Listen, man. Let me raise the volume. I gotta have a little more volume on this one. This whole thing is just rude. It's like I'm hearing the rude elements, right? I'm hearing it. Like I'm taking it in. One thing I will say, I don't know if maybe it's because of the speakers that I'm using, maybe it's because of the volume that I'm listening to it, but their voices are kind of being overpowered a little bit by the beat. But I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a very good beat to have your voice. This is a very good beat to have your voice overpowered by. I'm not gonna hold you. At least they were honest. This beat is mud. And the visual is cold too. Something I like about this visual is that it's not just a standard kind of just like regular in the hood on the street drill visual. Like, there's an actual story associated with it in the midst of them doing just like a regular music video at the same time. It's actually really dope. I'm not gonna lie. Like, something I like about Onefour is that they actually put that extra effort oftentimes. Like, ever since that, I think Lads in the Hood video, obviously there's also the Welcome to Prison video. Like, a lot of their videos, they actually put effort into actually doing something more. So I like that.
My young hitter, we do robot, we got Caddys, rucksack glitter. Reading the transit slam, of course I sit on them packs get flung. Have front row seat to the passy, course I sit on them athletes run. Yeah, I'm that youngin', send me the drop him coming. Big stick, better run it. Start the bar, pitch whatever I'm touching.
Alright, I like and dislike at the same time, like I said, how busy this beat is. Like, the beat is probably still gonna get a 10 from me, but there are some moments that are just like, some of the sound effects almost feels like I'm in a Transformers movie or something. But the sound effects are cool, they're really different. I'm not hearing that in any other artist's music right now, and it's really just allowing the beat to have its own life, completely independent of what's going on in the song. I do kind of wish that their vocals were a little bit louder in some instances, or that certain sounds were kind of dropped, because certain things are kind of coming in and kind of muffling out what they're saying. So hopefully when I'm reading the lyrics, I catch some more of the things that I didn't get, you know, while listening to it for the first time.
Send me the drop him coming, big stick better run it. Start the bar, pitch whatever I'm touching. When I catch Freddy, I'm killing my cousin. In the front seat, I'm trying to clap it. We hit sticks, but this ain't matter. Without my fair, I'll slap. Ask you what happened the third. If the heaven sent, then I'll send them back. If you choose.
I'm not gonna lie, you could tell, or at least I'm assuming he's probably a little bit newer to music, because his flow doesn't sound as refined as Spenny and JM's. Like, there's some moments that kind of feel a little off, but I will say he actually reminds you a little bit of like V9, like in his energy and in the way that he's delivering. He reminds you of V9 a little bit.
Yeah, I'm that youngin', send me the drop him coming. Big stick better run it. Start the bar, pitch whatever I'm touching. When I catch Freddy, I'm killing my cousin. In the front seat, I'm trying to clap it. We hit sticks, but this ain't matter. Without my fair, I'll slap. Ask you what happened the third. If the heaven sent, then I'll send them back. If you chill with them, you get killed with them. That's why I got put in the back. Now I'm sick in the head, this bay fine end. We changing the trend. The parents gon' bury their kids instead. With a blind in your neck or filling with lead. Ryzen Caddys, my young hitter. We do robot, we got Caddys. Rucksack glitter. Reading the transit slam, of course I sit on them packs get flung. Have front row seat to the passy, course I sit on them athletes run. Ryzen Caddys, my young hitter. We do robot, we
I'm not gonna hold you. Whoever did the cinematography for this, they did a very good job. Like, they definitely really made it like feel almost like a movie. So they're gonna continue doing this with the rest of them. Yeah, like with the rest of the parts. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be real hard. So in this channel we hold the vowels. That means we're gonna get straight into it, and I'm giving this one just above a 9. So in part 1 of this song, they opened up the video with what looked like a track listing for songs for an upcoming project. So with this being part 2, I can only assume that those other things are obviously song titles, and they're gonna be dropping some more in the future. So if that's the case, I want to see if they're gonna keep up this level of music, because if they do, Onefour is gonna have a very good 2021. What I really loved about the flow is that they really experimented aspects of what we know and love them for already, but also giving you something kind of fresh. In the beginning in particular, JM had this flow where he was kind of like delaying, kind of adding like a dramatic pause in between some of the lines that kind of really made certain things hit a little bit harder. In my experience, that was a relatively unorthodox flow pattern for Onefour and JM's in particular. So if you've heard that flow in another song, let me know. I'm pretty sure that I've heard all of their songs up to this point, but if you've heard that flow in another song, let me know, because it caught me off guard. I also really love that back-to-back that JM's and Spenny did. It caught me completely off guard, but they have done things like that in the past, and every time that they've done it, it just works out really well. But like I said, if it wasn't for homie who went last, it would have gotten a perfect 10 for the flows, but he wasn't any slouch though. Like I said, his overall delivery reminded me of somebody like V9, where it's just like they're just giving you more rawness and grittiness with it. I almost debated taking off half a point for the beat here, but I don't think that my gripe with the beat is a beat thing. I think it might be a mixed thing. Like I was saying, it just had so many busy moments, but I really like those busy moments. Like if I could think of anything to compare it to, it kind of sounded like grunge but audio. It really had a lot of different things going on, but I appreciate it because there's no other beat off the top of my head that I can really compare this to, with the exception of maybe the previous Street Guy beat. I also really like those moments where the beat switched up, like parts dropped out, allowed somebody's voice to kind of take the lead and kind of let you focus on what they're saying. Those are the little things that I like. I'll keep saying it. If you can have a beat that isn't just a constant loop, even though sometimes those kinds of beats have a place, but it's something like this, it worked out. Although I will also say though that with all that busyness, having a visual that was as stimulating, I guess, as busy as well, like there's a lot of things going on in that visual, it kind of worked against each other just a little bit. But I am grateful that the visual wasn't super duper in-depth, like there wasn't like dialogue or something on screen to keep up with. Other than that, like I said in the reaction, there were some moments where the instrumental was kind of drowning out a person's voice, but really and truly that's a nitpick. Lyrically speaking, this one wasn't super duper outstanding, especially by Onefour standards, but nonetheless the moments that hit, they hit, and I think that's kind of good to have those kinds of things. The beat really carried a lot of this song, and also their flows towards the beginning, and again that back to back, so they can afford to dial back a little bit on the lyricism. But other than that, there really wasn't anything super out of the ordinary, especially not for a drill song. I also really liked how there were moments where they would match the visual with what was being said in the lyrics. So there was that one moment towards the end where he said something about running, then they showed a clip of somebody actually running. Like those are the little things that I like. The only thing I guess I kind of wish that this one would have had was something like what happened in part 1, where the beat just completely switched up. But I think also too, if you do something too much, it can kind of lose its value. So I can understand it from that perspective, but nonetheless, this was a very good follow-up to part 1, and this one has a lot of replay value, especially that beat. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If there is a project coming, which I'm pretty sure that it is, are you excited to hear it? Who are some artists you want to hear Onefour collab with, whether it be international, somebody else from Australia? Just let me know in the comment section, and as always, hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more of those coming for y'all, but until next time, peace.